Good morning. This morning we're talking about Big Bank, the Macquarie Technology Group, MAQ on the ASX. Now, here is a critical part of the MAQ price chart, marked up with the 4 simple moving averages that I'm using to enhance the value of the MACD as a tool in assessing when a stock is about to rise. As usual, I have asked ChatGPT to prepare a 10-minute script talking about the Macquarie Technology Group and what conventional commentary available to ChatGPT has to say on the question of whether or not now is a good time to buy MAQ. The reason that I include the ChatGPT script is simply a value add. Because whatever you might think of the analysis that I'm providing, the script gives you the opportunity to pause the video, read through what ChatGPT has to say, and from that get a pretty clear idea about what the cookie cutter investment analysis industry would be telling you if you were paying for this opinion. Now, the first slide I showed you of the MAQ price chart was a bit of a trick, because what you saw in that initial slide was this area down here. So if you go back and have a look, you'll see that after a period of significant growth back in 2010, MAQ started to go sideways and down. So the question is, what is your estimate of the chance of MAQ continuing to grow? What would you have thought making an assessment back here, and what do you think making an assessment up here, where, having reached all-time highs, MAQ has spent a lot of the last year consolidating around the price of about $82.50. The basis for the analysis that I provide is the MACD, the Moving Average Convergence Divergence graph, which as you'll see ChatGPT explain, is a common tool for technical analysis of stock market price charts. The point that I always make, and ChatGPT is making the same point, is that the first rule of technical analysis is that you never operate on the basis of one indicator, and I'll go further than that and say that if you're going to use technical analysis tools, it's a lot better if you have an understanding of where the fundamentals are on a company, and this is why I exclusively cover the ASX 300 stocks, because if a company is in the ASX 300, you know it must be doing something right already. So the MACD, and this is the MACD chart for the last 8 months. What you see here is a period of consolidation. That's a fairly easy concept for most people to grasp. And you see that the 4 simple moving average lines have been crossing each other. The price action line has been crossing each of those simple moving average lines. as the price of the stock eventually consistently moves sideways around this price of $85. And here you have the MACD. One of the things about the MACD that I am investigating is the interaction between the simple moving average lines that I have on the price action chart and the MACD. You'll see that according to simple analysis, here was a buy point back in September when the price was below $80. Now, that could be the basis of a buy, but what I'm suggesting is that if you interpret this indicator along with the indicators that you get from the simple moving average lines, you'll see that when this buy point arose on the MACD, the 20-day simple moving average line was going down. Not a good sign. You'll see that here is another MACD buy point. Better in the sense of where the simple moving average lines are, but again, not decisive. And the focus of this video is this point right here, because my suggestion is that what you'll find is that after a period of consolidation indicated by this kind of falling amplitude of the movement of the MACD line, this is where a buy point can be significant, and here you have the simple moving average lines almost at the same point with the price action line moving up, having cut through the 20-day simple moving average line and on a path to cut through all the simple moving average lines over the next couple of days. Now, here is the essential fundamental about MAQ. What we're talking about is the company that dominates the cloud market in Australia. You can read this at your leisure, but we live in a time when digital infrastructure has become core to the development of our economy, and MAQ has established itself as the clear market leader in Australia as far as cloud market infrastructure is concerned, and that is the underlying fundamental which makes the company of interest to me. And here are the fundamentals in numbers that I would suggest you pay attention to. MAQ is a real company with a market capitalisation of over $2 billion. It has a high PE ratio, which is what we will come to. The debt to equity is nothing to be concerned about, but take a look at these historical financial charts. Absolutely near perfect, consistent revenue growth, consistent growth in the operating margin, and perhaps not consistent, but significant growth in net profit after abnormals. And here is what ChatGPT has to tell you about the high PE ratio as far as a company like MAQ is concerned. Basically, the idea is that the high PE ratio is an indicator of confidence of the market in the company. And as if by magic, the chart that ChatGPT has suggested is right here. This is a chart indicating the relative PE ratio of MAQ and its peer companies, along with the axis down here is market capitalisation. So guess which one is MAQ? This is it right here. By far the biggest peer. Doesn't have quite the highest PE ratio, but it is situated significantly above the crowd of its competitors by its size. And it is the size of the company and the extent of its market domination that is the fundamental, or it's the primary fundamental, supporting the idea of investing in MAQ. So here's what MACD has to say about the MAQ price action chart. And here it is again, the complete chart unadorned. You can see the history of the company over nearly 30 years. Here's the point that we started the video looking at, and here is the growth that's been achieved. And the point is, there is no reason at all why this growth can't or won't continue. And as usual, these videos are about companies which are at a buy point, which I suggest you can act on with as much confidence as is possible, because even while the PE ratio is high, this is a reflection of the strength of the company rather than something that should be of concern to potential investors. And here again is the relevant part of the MACD, indicating that now is the time to buy the stock. And this is the final primary commentary of the MACD script, of the ChatGPT script, and here's a visualization of exactly what this company does and why this company is in a situation where it has every expectation for the market, for its product, and for its capacity to provide the product will continue to grow unabated for the foreseeable future. This company is providing the basic infrastructure that our economy is running on. Here's a little closing summary, inviting a summary slide, and here is my idea of a summary slide. This company is like a company that was building railways in the 19th century. The cloud infrastructure is as fundamental to the future growth of the world economy and of the Australian economy as the railways were in the 1800s. Here is a chart which has been generated by ChatGPT. Now, it's not a particularly good chart, but the point I'm making here is this. This is a product that simply could not have been produced 5 years ago, was hardly conceived of 10 years ago, and it was all done through the growth of the cloud infrastructure supporting the growth of artificial intelligence. MAQ is a tech stock which is on the cutting edge of the development of AI in Australia. And so if you're looking for that elusive idea, the Australian AI stock, here you have it. Here again is the price chart of MAQ, and what you see here is the price chart for the last 2 years. Now, MAQ is about to report, and my neighbour's dog is in any event, what I'm suggesting you look at here is what happens in February. MAQ is about to report, and if the last 2 years are duplicated, we can expect a significant jump in the price of MAQ on the basis of the upcoming report. Here's the, and just to finish up, here is another reference point. Oh, this is just stupid. Anyway, wow, I recorded this video too late. Anyway, this is a reference point for Peter Zion, my geopolitical analyst of choice. Zion does his own 5-minute videos every morning, but his bread and butter is a long, fairly standard presentation he does as a keynote speaker. This is for the Economic Club of Colorado. Take a look at it. And here's the disclaimer.